worlds.
Yeah.
Really.
Yes. Well, I see a link too with of the last 3 or 4 years. I got interested in theatre and acting skills,
Right.
and particularly what they call, or we, if I'm part of it, ensemble working, which is where you're creating something together. Each person, obviously wants to do a good job and be noticed and out in theatre and that, but nonetheless, you're working together in a way that the whole is more than this whole thing, more than the sum of the parts and that. And that's part of the various aspects of that, but partly doing that is to see, well, how can we, on the one hand, work in the same direction, but on the other, allow for people to do things that they are good at or want to do, and so on. We had an example the other week in a class I was in where we had to create, had to form ourselves into a mythical monster, actually, and move around in various ways. Now, for some people, they threw themselves on the floor and did various things that acted as feet and that. And I said, well, I find it rather hard to throw myself on the floor and get up again quickly. So we sort of modified it. So although we had some sort of basic movements we were asked to go through, the way each person actually carried them out was allowed to be tailored to their particular characteristics and strengths and so on.
What that evoked for me was that, and a lot of people would dismiss this, which is that the attention giving to being able to listen to what somebody else wants is often reciprocal, or there's a kind of symmetry to it. So if we're prepared to spend a bit of time listening to what other people want, they're much more prepared to do that for us as well. And I think that process is massively underestimated when it comes to coordinating people's activity. So if you don't think that's important and you go straight to, I know the way to do this, and we put all your effort into, I want you to do it my way, then that in itself has effects, it has consequences, and it's usually something like, well, they don't care about us, or they think we're stupid or unimportant, or a whole range of things, and that can, the choice between those two ways of doing things can create all sorts of effects. One requires power and authority to make it work. So I need to, if I'm going to stick to my way of doing things, I need to have a way of making sure that I can control your response to that, and I can make you do it, or I can marginalise you if you're not going to do it. The other one needs us to be prepared to listen to and respond to the fact that other people have slightly different purposes or interests, and that if we do take those into account, then we are building something, as opposed to being obliged to control something. And so one's appreciative and generative, and the other is controlling. And I know I'm being extreme about that just to make the point, but I think there's something about crossing boundaries which is about giving attention to the difference between those two processes, really.